this all in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Woody?
Here.
Winters?
Here.
Askew?
Here.
McCoy?
Present.
Flanagan?
Here.
Cooper?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Castleberry?
Here.
And Mayor Young? Here. Okay, we will move to the approval of minutes from the July meeting. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion. I'll say.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move to the financial report for July. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I got a couple of questions in reference to, my first question is the general funds 2 to 10. Line item 46900. Second page.
Four 6900.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the bags. Looking at.
One up under. The miscellaneous revenue. Is that balance always gonna be 1,000 to where it starts out like that? So what I'm saying is, you see how much percentage it is now?
Being revenue, that's a good thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we need to bump it up so it don't look so.
Need to know what all's in that line too.
Correct.
Is that some insurance?
That is miscellaneous revenue. That is gonna be, that was some extra money from the state. They send some like once a year. So we don't account for that because I don't think it's guaranteed if we're gonna get it or not. I think it was, some that they had left over. So they handed out to some cities.
So in a situation like that, if there's some kind of way we can get like a memo to define.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's one thing. My next question is, might be for the mayor. It's for facilities funds, 101. So I've been receiving calls that this has been sold.
No, sir.
It has not been.
No, sir.
Okay.
The port
Yes,
warehouse,
ma'am. Yes,
it's
ma'am.
been leased. It has not been sold.
So do we have any, we don't have any rights to that, do we? For the leasing part of it?
Yes, he owns it. Is that what you mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the lease, is it new?
New.
The port authority did the lease. Mr. Fry did it, but it's the port authority.
Right. Port Commission. Port Authority.
Right. So my question is, as a council, we don't have to know everything, but it would be nice to know stuff like that. When someone calls, I could give them a valid answer instead of saying I don't know.
Yeah, the port chairman, or the mayor, or one of the members on the port authority.
Okay, we got one more. Solid waste, 2 of 2. Line 52870.
Are you under collection or disposal?
Disposal.
What was that number again?
52870.
Consulting
Yes,
engineer
ma'am.
fees? That's McClellan Consulting Engineers.
That's in reference to,
That's our EPA. They have to come out, look at the landfill insurance covered properly, look at all of the wastewater that we have, make sure it's being done properly. There's a contract, a work order, 3-4 times a year, we have to pay work orders for that to an engineer. McClellan Engineering is our engineer of record for landfill.
so they come quarterly by,
They do their work quarterly, do work orders. Then the EPA inspects, so they come quarterly.
yes.
And the EPA comes quarterly as well, but that particular one is paid to the engineer.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, no other questions, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we'll move to audience participation. When she calls your name, she'll call your name first. Please state your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes. The timer is up here. Timer's right up there. Yes.
I can rearrange the order. Mr. Elijah Jackson.
Elijah Jackson, 641 Sharp Ave, Camden, Arkansas. Good evening, everyone on the council, mayor as well. I have provided some information to you that's in front of you. I wanted to put a face with the name. I'm a certified community economic developer. I know you have some development work and maybe some future things going on within the city. So I just wanted to provide my information once again, put a face with the name. If you have any questions or comments concerning that, feel free to reach out to me, give me a call. Thank you again for your service and what you're doing. As of last week, we know that apparently many are not doing it, and it's a thankless job. So I appreciate what you are doing. Salute to you, Mayor, for being nominated as far as being on the council for the municipal league and the work that you're doing with the economic development. Once again, if you have any questions concerning that documentation, I tried to be thorough as I could to provide my company information. Feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.
Next is Daniel Blaze.
Before you start my time, I've got something for y'all to look at. So you're welcome to pass these down. One can go one way, one can go the other. Some of you may have to share these. When they are passed out, I will start. My name's Daniel Blaze. I reside at 1240 Forest View here in Camden, Arkansas. I'm going to start with something to begin with that I am very ashamed of this council from last month's meeting, that you did not hold it in a professional way. I know that there's something on the agenda for later on. Please try to do a professional job and not use some of the tactics that you used in the last meeting, because there's a lot to be said. As I've warned you once before, there are other folks in other cities watching what we do here. And everything we do, there are eyes on you. Now, with that being said, I'm here to ask the question you have photos in front of you of city employees doing work on places that are not belonging to the city. I asked the question, who was authorized that? No answer. I don't see what.
Okay, come up here, because I think this is clear in that ditch.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Mr. Glaze, this first piece, where is it?
That's over at the old Walmart building. And yes, there was a ditch issue there, but, this is not, this here is not a ditch issue.
The dish issue was on Sheila Street. There's a drain that runs across. Can I finish?
I haven't said a word to you.
This issue was on Sheila Street. There's a metal rod that blocks that ditch that goes all the way through. The restaurant that's over there, the brewery that's over there, and the citizen that's over there, when it rains real hard, it floods up. So we had to go on the other side to slope it down, which is cutting all the weeds down, and open that drain on the Walmart side. That's as far as we went.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, I beg your pardon. This is next to the restaurant that's over here. These people are taking and trimming bushes and things of that nature.
Where the
Now-
restaurant is that?
Yes, sir.
I said, what restaurant are you?
It's the new restaurant that's one of the Mexican restaurants here. That's on the old
Yes.
Walmart parking lot.
Okay, I misunderstood the ditch you was talking about. That ditch right there, Morrison Drug, is just right behind there. We cleaned that ditch out because they was having flooding problems there.
There's not a
So we
ditch.
cleaned that ditch out.
Okay, go to the next photo then. And answer me this question and give me an
That's on the
excuse for
Walmart,
that.
that's on the Walmart side, the one I was mentioning.
No, the next set of photos. You're not going to own up to this, so we'll go from there. Go to the next group of photos. No, not in that. There's another whole set of photos. No, my 3 minutes aren't up because he came and took part of my time. Now, are you not going to address this?
He's the one that can address it. The city council doesn't have anything to do with the street. That's the street guy. So he was trying to help him.
No, he wasn't. He's covering up some things, and I know the answer. And I will be contacting the person that we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Can I say one more time?
Please do.
So you're not willing to answer the truth about it. Don't start because
We went over there because citizens was getting flooded on Sheila Street. One person who has a business over there was talking about the water coming behind their business. So that's why we went over to there, clean the ditch out. I have had a councilman, 2 of them, call me about that ditch. So that's why we went to clean it out.
you're still not answering the other portion of the photos. So you're not willing to look for that.
Thank you.
No,
Next.
no, don't say thank you to me.
Danny, I don't appreciate your attitude.
No, I don't
You came here
appreciate
looking
your
for a fight
attitude,
tonight. Well, I don't
because-
care. I don't.
That's, okay, okay.
That's what should have happened last month.
Next.
I won't cover up everything. I'm done with this place.
Miss Paulette? It's sealed, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Paula Seal. I live at 530 Martin Street. For my reason, I have lived there for approximately 50 years.
I'm sorry, Ms. Seals. We need to be quiet and let her speak, please.
My name is Paulette Seals. I live at 513 Warner Street. I have lived there for approximately 50 years, and I never seen Camden as in the mess it is today. Just like that young man was talking. The storm came through in April. There's still debris over there where I live hadn't been picked up. A house been burned down. It hadn't been cleaned up. It's a lot in front of my house. It haven't been cleaned up. My street don't get cleaned. You all might have a street sweeper. Is it because it's a all-black neighborhood?
Absolutely
I
not.
get out there, I clean the streets. I done had 4 back surgeries. And if I live to see October the 14th, I'll be 84 years old. My mother taught me, people's gonna judge your inside by your outside. I keep the lot next to me cut, I don't get paid. When I finish cutting and cleaning the street, it needs to be a sign for people to know you don't throw bottles in the street. I can't live like that. I was raised like that. And I wonder, do you have a street cleaner?
Street
Bushes?
sweeper, yes ma'am.
It ain't been swept this year.
He was just over there Friday and.
You didn't come by my house. You never come by my house. Now, I don't mind cleaning my street when I feel like it. I don't feel like doing it all the time. It's hard out there. I don't get paid. And I've never seen Camden in the condition it is now. Dogs running loose. Before I cut my grass, I got to get my shovel and go look for dog mess in my yard. Because I don't want to step in that and bring back in my house. Camden is bad, just like that young man said. I watch Camden on YouTube. A man will come through Camden. He take pictures. Camden is, like he said, all over the nation, folks is looking at Camden. And Camden can do better than this. I never seen Camden in the shape of it now. And I would appreciate it before I die to see. And then the park up there. It hadn't been cleaned off since Ernest Jenkins died.
They just cleaned it the other day.
No, the straw ain't never been raked.
Thursday and Friday.
Did you rake the straw?
Thursday and Friday.
Did you rake the straw?
Thursday and Friday.
I'm like that man. I ain't gonna get no answer.
Okay. That's all audience participation. We will now move to the mayor's report. And our report this evening will be from Chief T.K. Robinson.
Good evening. Try to be as boring as possible. So I passed out handouts. I think I got one to everybody. These are our statistics for the year. As you can see, it's been a busy year as usual. These numbers are from January 1st through the end of July. We've responded to a total of 8,107 calls. That is up slightly from last year. I would say those, I would consider it normal. Last year was probably a little out of the ordinary, but we've seen this year is much more consistent. We've averaged about the same number of calls through the year. Last year was much more up and down. Reports, we've done 1,712. Again, that's slightly up from last year. Arrests, we have done 472 for the year. That's about the same as last year. Citations, 467. Again, about the same. We served 160 arrest points. That's slightly higher than last year. Moving down further, these statistics are going to be our felony crimes, obviously more serious ones. These are the cases that our investigators looked through the year. 2 homicides this year. Both of those were cleared by arrest, cleared the same day. Violent crimes, this is going to be your batteries, aggravated assaults, any felony that's considered, well, obviously violent, aggravated assaults, terroristic acts, things like that. 83 total, 52 of those have been cleared by arrest. That's slightly up from last year. But again, I think this year is more comparable to the previous years. Last year's was a little bit down. Sexual assaults, there's been 7 for the year. 2 of those were cleared by arrest. 3 were unfounded. By unfounded, I mean it was determined that it did not occur in the way it was reported. And 2 are still open, still in investigation. Felony property crimes, that's going to be burglaries, car break-ins, thefts, felony thefts. So felony theft would be valued over $1,000. 87 of those for the year. So far, 42 have been cleared by arrest. Several still under investigation. I'm not sure why I didn't put the number down there, but we did have several that were not, they would be considered unfounded, they were not reported. Several of those were auto thefts that turned out to just be someone borrowed the car and never get back, that sort of thing. Non-criminal, that's going to be things that our investigators do look into that don't necessarily fall under any criminal statutes. That's going to be things like natural deaths, perhaps health issues, that sort of thing. Runaways, missing people. See, I put 2 pending on there. That is recently we've had 2 deaths that we sent the folks off for an autopsy, so we're simply waiting on the autopsy results before we make a final finding on that. Domestic violence, 56 total, 41 cleared by arrest, 15 were unfounded. That is down slightly from last year. Narcotics for the year, this is a total, 48 arrests total. 31 of those were by officers. The other 17 of those were by one of our investigators actually going out and making proactive cases and making arrests on those. Police department's done 3 narcotic search warrants, and we've assisted the drug task force with 3 others. So far this year, that number will go up. I'm sure you of that. Staffing, we are in much better shape than when I stood in front of you last year. We are currently 3 officers short, but I'm confident they'll have that full at the end of the year. 1 dispatcher. We did consolidate a few of the civilian positions in CID this year because we found we could manage with 1 person doing the job that at one time 3 people were doing, and so far she's doing very well. It's saving us some money. Next year, I would imagine, I think we're going to look at maybe a part-time position to come and help with our evidence room. We want to use the money we saved from those 2 positions to do that. Just this week, we moved 2 more people into CID to investigate these cases we just talked about. So we have 5 investigators back there now. I'm very optimistic about that. That's going to allow them to really, these numbers here add up to about 300 cases. So far this year, that was done by 3 investigators. So they stayed really, really busy. So to split that up between 2 more bodies is a huge deal for us. We did finally get the, last year he budgeted for us for computers for the cars. That was a 90-10 grant. The state reimbursed us 90% of that. That got delayed a little bit by some parts that went back over, but we did finally get that in earlier this year. So 14 of our patrol cars have laptop computers in them, and outsourced to do some of their paperwork in there. Makes things much more efficient. But again, that was 90% of that was paid for by the state. So the city was out, I think, $8,500, $8,900 for that. We've added, we recently purchased 2 used SUVs for patrol. We found a dealership that gets really well taken care of used cars from another department, and we're getting these cars fully equipped. We literally just have to put stickers on them and radios in them, and they're turnkey ready to go. Save us quite a bit of money. As you can see, we got 2 of them for $31,000. It saved us a fortune. The only other big purchase we've done this year, we purchased 13 new body cameras for the patrol officers, a few accessories to go with it, and that was $11,000 total. The second page is our animal control number. As you can see there, she's taken in a total of 85 dogs so far this year. She's responded to 200 complaints. She stays incredibly busy. She works incredibly hard, not just in the going out and chasing dogs all day, but I gotta give all of our employees a lot of credit. All of them work hard, but Shauna is a very dedicated employee, and she takes probably more flack from some of the upset folks she deals with, more so than even an officer. But she's doing it because she wants to take care of these dogs and do right. So she has the getting down here to the rescue, the reclaim. First, we'll start there. That's people that have come back and reclaim their dogs. She's turning them back over in. Rescue is other organizations that have come in and adopted them. At one time, we had a group that was coming and getting a little more than that, but unfortunately that slowed down. Unfortunately, she does have to euthanize them sometimes. That's just an unfortunate part of business. But generally, they're so sick and unhealthy, she has to do it to just save the other dogs in the pound very often. Six dogs we've lost this year. Different illnesses. She's adopted out 17, and luckily we didn't have any escape calls this year. We had a few in there last year, and currently one of them is out in a foster home. We've got some folks that foster them for us and take care of that. Get them adopted out. Final bit of news. I'm sure some of you have heard the numbers. I have submitted my resignation to the mayor. I'll be leaving the department exactly a month from now. September 11th is my last day. It was a very difficult decision. My time here as the chief, the last 18 months have been 19 months here. Have been some of the best months of my life, certainly of my career. I enjoy it very much. It's absolutely an honor. There's been a lot of rumors why I'm leaving. I'm tempted to just leave it at that because the rumors are much more exciting than the truth. Much more interesting. But I'm not unhappy. I'm not disgruntled. In fact, it's just the opposite. I'm very happy with my job. It was an incredibly difficult decision. It's an opportunity that was presented to me that I would be crazy not to try. So, but it has been a great. I'll even miss these meetings a little bit. But I don't intend to just fall off the edge of the map. I'm going to stay involved in the community. I want to continue to help the city grow and move forward. And I'm going to find some way to volunteer to get involved. Probably won't do Christmas stuff, but I'll find it.
No, but you've already promised me that.
Any questions for me? Any final gripes? I'm not here next month, but all right.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for your time. On behalf of a lot of young people that I've been talking with, they appreciate you for coming in to their neighborhood. They appreciate you for doing the one-on-one conversation with them and expressing how great it is for life to go the way it goes. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, we do not have any old business, so we will move to the new business, resolution number 3026, and this one is introduced by the mayor.
Resolution number 3026, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Camden, Arkansas, amending the 2026 annual operating budget, authorizing the sale of 2 obsolete vehicles, authorizing the purchase of a used 2020 garbage truck, and for other purposes.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Mr. Forte is here, and also Alan is here. They have both done a lot of research on this.
I do, Mayor. I'm a little confused. When I got your text, the vehicle that you put on the text is different from the vehicle on the resolution. The one that I have on here, I think claims that we're getting rid of a 2022 model.
It's a 2018 model. Mac. With 93,000 miles.
The 2022 garbage truck we currently have outside repairs needing estimated $85,000. And it has 93,000 miles on it.
It's a 2018 model.
That was what was confusing why we would trade a 2022 model garbage truck.
This is just a misprint, but yeah, it's a 2018 model.
What does, okay. other than that, everything else is the same?
Yes,
That
except
means-
longer body. This right here, the one we have it on the yard now, that we're gonna test it out, is a 34-yard, commercial truck. And the one we trading in, plus the one that's the whole antique model that's sitting at the landfill, it's a 24-yard, which means on the 33-yard one, less trip to the landfill, less time using it, because there's less dumps that you gotta make. So we've been having a person coming in because on heavy days, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have a guy coming in early because they're getting 2 to 3 loads per truck. So the 33-yard truck would cut down on the time going to the landfill, which is truck can stay out and do the work and make less trips, save gas. And that way, if they show it at the landfill, that guy right there can stay till 4 o'clock as usual time, so they can take care of business over there. But they gave us the truck to try out, and they're gonna start using it first thing in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. And we would get better feedback from that driver to make sure that that's the truck that we actually want to purchase. We want it, we just trying to see how it's gonna do in the field.
And that chassis is 2020, Franklin?
Yes, with 55,000 miles.
What's a 97 Ford round like?
It's that old, long, sort of the same size of the truck that we have, but that truck, the bed is rusted out, the air tanks got holes in them. It's just an old model truck that's hard to get parts from.
Okay.
So, and we just trading it with that, the one we had up there that was, I think I gave the mayor the estimate when we first presented it, which was last year. It was something like 75,000 or something like that. Y'all budgeted me 85,000 to get that truck fixed, but with everything going up, he sent us a quote today.
$86,865.70.
Just to get it fixed.
Just to get it fixed. And that's an older model truck.
So we can purchase this for less money.
So Earl, this one comes with a warranty too, I see?
Yes, it comes with a 6-month warranty on the cylinder, plus.
Yeah, the cylinder, the bed, and all of the bearings on
Yes.
it. The pack more lift system, basically everything included on
We don't have a warranty on any of the other ones right now, do we?
Except the new one. We got one that's about 2 years old. It's still under warranty, but the 406, I think that's the one.
444, there's no warranty left on it.
444, no warranty. And I
Maybe a
don't,
little powertrain warranty, but
Right.
very little.
and I don't wanna be stuck with one truck. It's good to have 3, so if one go down, we won't miss a beat.
Any other questions?
Just a question.
Yes, sir.
When Mr. Steve brought up the warranty, is that the maximum that we could actually get in that deal?
It's, I can't say yay or nay. That's the warranty that he offered me. The first warranty he only offered was 6 months on the cylinder, but he extended it because he know we actually want the truck. And we do business with that guy, so he gave us the maximum that I think they can offer on that truck.
You can pay for
Extra
as
warranty.
much warranty as you want to buy. It's just like when you buy a vehicle, you can buy as much warranty as you want to pay for, but you gotta look at the feasibility of that warranty, you know. You don't want to buy a warranty that you're never gonna use. Always pay for warranty.
And he also taking parts off the old truck and giving them to us, so if something does go wrong, some of those parts are interchangeable.
So here's my question. So you said that we budgeted you 85.
Yes.
So I understand, I hear him, but I can't see him. So, I mean, some of the components that's on this truck, when you say the body structure and the cylinders, is something on that truck that's not on that warranty? Everything on, from the bumper to the bumper, all this on there?
Except natural wear and tear of the vehicle, you know what I'm saying? The tires and all like that, but
Not the chassis, though, not the motor transmission.
no.
There's no warranty.
Now, we can buy an extended warranty on it, but you gotta keep in mind, this truck is a 2020 with just 55,000. The one we sent up there had 93,000 and no warranty or nothing on it. Meaning we could probably get another 40, 50,000 out of it before we start to have trouble. You know, nothing is a given.
Right, that's why they normally give you such good warranty on powertrain, because you have such little trouble out of it.
Right.
About how many miles a year do you anticipate putting on this truck?
That's a good question.
It's probably not gonna be over 30,000.
Yeah.
Depending on how much they run it, you know,
If it, didn't mean to cut you off, if it calls for less time going back and forth to the transfer station, I guess maybe 20, 25 probably. But you gotta keep in mind the 24-yard trucks was making 2 to 3 trips per day going over.
So is this truck for the little trash cans or the big ones?
The big ones.
Okay.
The dumpster.
Commercial.
The dumpster, is that dumpster truck?
Yes.
Okay, dumpster truck.
No other questions, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 31-26, introduced by the mayor.
Resolution number 3126, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Camden, Arkansas, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Washita County Cooperative Extension Service to provide educational programs.
Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Discussion, this is the same contract we do every year with the extension service. And she had a conflict tonight and couldn't be here.
Mayor, so the deal was last year, the council budgeted, 5,500. So this year we budgeted 3,500. So we did make that change.
But the amount-
5,500, but this matches what the council budgeted.
Yeah, it matches the budget. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we will move to other business. And we're going to hear again tonight about the Fairview Event Center. But we will be hearing from Mr. Bill Bacon and Mr. Richard Robertson. And I believe Mr. Bacon is coming in first. Is that correct?
My understanding that Amanda was going to go, but has that changed? Amanda?
Thank you, Mayor, for recognizing us as the presentation team. These are packets, you know, the school teacher may want you to have something to read. Also, in the back of the packet, there's lots of things, but if you're looking at this young lady that's passing out packets right here, she has something written in her packet. Her name is Lizzie, and so if you don't read anything else, you got to read what Lizzie said. We appreciate her time.
Thank you and good evening. I am Bill Bacon, hearted, passionate, whatever adjective you want to use, supporter of both the Chester School Museum and the Fairview Event Center, and hopefully soon Coleman Stadium. I'll be there for that too. I want to thank you for your service to the community and for allowing us to come and share information about the best kept secret in Camden and Washita County. That being the successful renovation of the old Fairview Gym into the city of Camden's only event center. Please read the cover letter in your folder and then browse through the folder as you choose. We come in the spirit of friendship and cooperation, not antagonism. We're being here because the apparent appraisal of our old deserted facility has now been put at $3.2 million, and the subsequent $11,500 insurance cost has been assessed to our nonprofit organization. This has been a gut punch. More about that later from Rick Robertson, former Fairview great basketball player, alumni, successful businessman, and ardent supporter of the renovation of the gym. I'd like to reintroduce Amanda. You met her last week. Amanda's grandfather, Judge Frank Tate, donated all of the land that the Fairview Gym and the entire Fairview School complex stood on. The gym is the only remaining facility, and we have preserved it. We have done a lot of work on it, and Amanda has been a great leader in that. Around the gym, behind her back, we called her Commander. I was at a function at the Methodist Church recently where she also throws herself in 24/7. And I was speaking to one of the members of the church, and I said, I know Amanda's been here about 20 or 25 years working and doing and in the preschool and every part of the church life. I said, what do y'all have a name for her? He said, yes, Demanda. So Commander, Demanda, Amanda, we thank you for all that you do. The other lady is Teresa Lindsay Allen. Teresa retired here about 13 years ago, about the time they were trying to tear the gym down and couldn't. And she saw, along with Donna Adams and others, an opportunity to save the old gym. Teresa is an expert in computer science. She has produced the most beautiful video that I've ever seen. I hope you will come visit the gym and just sit down and watch the video. It really tells the story. Thank you, Teresa. Deb Marshall also headed up the alumni group. She has raised over $100,000 by selling dues to Fairview alumni. And let me tell you, City Council, there are about 1,000 or more of them out there that want to see that gym preserved. And I hope you will. So let me tell you a little bit about the old gym or the event center. It's yours. It's yours. It belongs to the city. It belongs to Camden. It belongs to the community. It's the only building of the old Fairview School complex remaining. The only one left. And we want to save it. There's parking there for several hundred cars. There's seating in it for 750 to 1,000 people. Much has been done. Think about this. You have access from Highway 7, El Dorado, Smackover. You have access from Highway 79, Magnolia, going on up north to Fordyce. You have access from downtown Cash Road and Mount Holly Road. You even have access from 376, Hope, 37, whatever it is, 278. We have a new roof on it. We have new lighting. Would you believe air conditioning and heating in an open roof facility? It's there. It's there. And it's yours. Our lease expires in 12 years. Many of us won't be here. We won't be here. I know, but you will.
No, Mr. Bacon,
but
the lease was 25 years.
Okay, but aren't we 13 years into it? Okay, well, 25 years from now,
Yes, sir.
there won't be any Fairview alumni left to keep it going, so it's gonna fall to the city of Camden. I hope you'll be ready. I compare the gym to an old woman, a widow woman. Her family's all gone. They've been buried in the dirt, the elementary school, the high school, the middle school. They're all gone. She's alone. When Teresa and Amanda and others encountered her, her hair was falling out. She needed a new wig. So we put a new roof on her. $130,000. Lifetime roof. Her shoes were worn out, so we started putting in sidewalks, working on the floor, numerous other projects, new clothes. Every window in the building was taken out and the sashes were sanded and repainted. Every window in the building. Can you believe that? She was having heart trouble. She needed some new wiring. She needed a bypass. So we put in all new electric, new AC, new heating, worked on the plumbing. She is still standing. She is yours. Visit her. Schedule your events there. We're nonprofit. Many functions meet there free. And next time you have a house full like this, Mayor, we invite you to meet at the convention center. And we'll even serve you drinks and snacks. And my final point is this. There are only two things that can destroy this facility. Not tornado, we've had two of them. They didn't touch her. Not fire, there's nothing to burn. It has a concrete floor under the present wood floor, which will soon be removed. Not man-made machinery. Billy Atkins proved that several years ago. We couldn't tear it down. So, if it can't be destroyed by fire, wind, water, might be a little vandalism, might be a shingle roof pop loose every once in a while. What can destroy it? Two things. A missile from Iran or a missile from China. Other than that, she's gonna be there 100 years from now. She'll be 90 next year, but she's still standing. And of course, if by chance it were destroyed, it would be leveled and made into the parking lot, just like the other buildings were. So why insure it for $3.5 million? Why? And this is where it gets personal with me. I have skin in the game. I have donated, I have not donated, I have directed money from your father's hometown, Reader, Savory, over $130,000 to the gym project in the last 10, 12, 15 years. And my annual contribution is $10,000 to $16,000, depending on the stock market. I don't want my money going for insurance on the building that cannot be destroyed. Okay? I want my money to go for continuing to improve it and make it a true civic center, a centerpiece for the community of Camden. And I pray that you don't take my contribution and pay that $11,500 insurance bill. Because the insurance will never be collected. Never, ever. So why? Throw it in the wind. I thank you, and Rich Robertson will bring you more information.
I don't know that I can bring you any more information than that. You pretty well wrapped it up in a bow about the facility itself. But first of all, before I start, I'm Richard Robertson. I live at 995 Memory Lane. I have for 38 years. I've been back in Camden 40 years. This community is very dear to me and my family. And as Price Robertson, if you know him, my son, he says it's my hometown. And he's very proud of that, and so am I. And each of you, Mayor, you and I go back to the Rotec days when you worked for me there. Most of you at the table I know. Let me say this too. I appreciate you. You can believe that. For those of you that know me, that go to church with me, been around me, I'm pretty blunt. But I appreciate you. You have a daunting task here. I have businesses throughout Arkansas, and it's extremely difficult with the census going down in these small towns, and we're no exception to that, for you to take and stretch that dollar to make that thing work. It's tough. So I just want to say thanks. I truly, truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. It is tough. I would not want to be in your chair. Business-wise, I'm okay with that, but that's just it's a tough gig, and I just want to say thank you first of all. As far as the event center is concerned, I want to hit the insurance last, okay? Because I got something I want to throw out there. This community's census is gone down. I'll tell you that, but you don't have the tax dollars you had. I think the hospital is a prime example of what I'm talking about. I served out there as an advisor to them, a consultant to them, so I know that situation pretty well. It's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault here at this table. It's nobody's fault in the audience. It's just what's gone on over the years. And so it's just something we have to deal with. And but me personally, I wish that all of you would consider a possibility of taking this facility and letting the event center group have the facility. And they pay the insurance, they take care of all of it, okay? It's yours. But it's yours to do what you want. I realize you got to get the school involved in it. I realize there's a whole pecking order to this thing. It flows out real easy, but it's not easy to get done. But we got to start somewhere. So that is my wish, that you would consider that, because there is a lot of blood, sweat, and money, private donations, that's put that facility where it is today. That's just a fact. And I don't know that we've done the best job in marketing it. I haven't done as good a job as I need to do. I don't think I've done my job. I've given money to it. The sweat I left out there was a long time ago. It's on the hardwood, so but that doesn't count. But it's a beautiful facility and a beautiful thing for this community, and it's ours. It's all of us, and that really touches me. So I would just like for you to consider that as a possibility. Because I think that the group that we put together, and I'll be more involved in it, will be good stewards. You will see the right thing done, okay? So that's all I want to say about that. Now, the insurance part of it. I personally, I got a building or two around this state. I wouldn't, I don't think it's worth $750,000 myself. $1 million be stretching it. So, but it is what it is. You've paid the premium that you paid. You're out the money. It's out of your coffers. That's tax dollars that's been spent. So I think somebody needs to step up and do something. So my family's participated in this community for 40 years, and this community's been very good to me and my family. Let me just say that. Okay, ditto right there. Mayor, if we can come to some conclusion to try to work this thing to where, you know, it's feasible, I think we can. I'll have a check, personal check on your desk before noon tomorrow for half of it.
And that was, I had offered to the event center to pay half, and the city would pay half because that was a shock this year. I think all of us greatly appreciate the event center and all the work and donations that's gone into that. And what does happen out there, in no way when we remodel a building is that against the event center. That's to complement what we do have in this city, because we need places for everybody to use. I totally agree with you that that evaluation is way too high and needs to be brought down to a reasonable amount. And I think we can work together and come to a conclusion and do what we need to do.
Okay. Well, my offer stands.
Yes, sir.
That's what you, I mean, no problem. Period. I mean, it needs to be addressed, and I'm willing to address it. I mean, this community is pretty doggone special to a lot of us. And we all got to try to get in some common ground, I think. And, you know, I just put another business in this town, and my wife's behind me, and I'm really glad that she is. I just almost didn't do it. I told Charlotte, I said, I started to put it in Northwest Arkansas. It just made a little bit more sense, and I was talking about it. You don't talk about that in front of Price Robertson. And he said, Dad, you got to put it there. Dad, you can't do that. I said, you know what, that's a good idea, Price. So we've opened it up. We started hiring employees. I don't know that I'll get back to the level I used to be at, but it'll be significant, and the salaries are good, the benefits are great, and I'm glad to do it, and we'll see where this thing goes. So if you got questions, I'll be glad to.
Well, I do appreciate everything you do for the community, and I've seen you with businesses and everything else. So that's good.
I'm, of course, that's inside my ward, mine and Josh Steeds. And if y'all will bear with me for just a couple of minutes. Since last month's meeting, I have had many conversations with my constituents in Ward 4 and people all over the city of Camden. I mean, you know, the people that came into Fairview and graduated in Fairview, they've migrated to all over the world, I guess, but they've certainly migrated all over Camden. And I've had conversations, phone calls, personal meetings, and everything. And I began to think about what I am as a council member and what I feel like is priorities for me as a council member. And I also got to hear a lot of interesting thoughts and comments and wishes and stuff from the people that are closer. I graduated Bearden High School. I did not graduate Camden or Fairview or anything. I've lived here 44 years. But I'm from Bearden. But I talked to a lot of people. And the consensus is all the same, whether it's in Ward 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, the people that I've talked to, the people that's been passionate about this, has been extremely grateful and passionate going forward, hoping that we can come to a resolution. So I started to think about in most things there's winners and losers, but in this particular spot, if everyone doesn't win, no one wins. That's just the way this is. It's the event center is for the people of Camden and of Fairview and the surrounding towns. And in my opinion, that's where it belongs. They have a board that meets, and I'm sure some of the board members, if not all of them, are here tonight. But they have a board that meets, and personally, this is my opinion. Personally, what I would like to see happen is I would like to us, and I plan on making putting this out as a motion at the end of my spiel. I would like to see the city task Michael Fry and whomever he deems that he needs some help from to look into the next few months of what would it take for the city of Camden. We may have to work back through the school board. We may have to work a lot of different ways. There's got to be a way that the city of Camden could turn the power over from the city to the event center, let them govern their own business going forward. It's when they say it's ours, it's ours. We've got a remainder of what's left of a 99-year lease on the building. I mean, we don't have.
It's a 25-year lease.
But the city has the remainder of the 99, right?
The city just owns it.
Oh, I owns it out now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, then we do own the building.
But it does state that we cannot sell it or give it away. It would have to revert back to the school.
Yeah.
It's what the contract from the school says.
I would like to see us work with the school and let the event center manage its own business going forward. Manage their own insurance. If they want to insure it for $30 million, fine. If they want to insure it for $30, that's fine. I'd like to see them manage their own business moving forward. Like I said, they have a board. They have people in place. They know what they're doing. They know where they're headed, where they would like to head. They've gone out and gotten these grants. They're going to get other grants. I would like to make a motion tonight that we somehow transfer maybe not ownership, but transfer the responsibility of this building from the city of Camden for the balance of the lease, which I think is 23 years roughly, to be controlled and headed up by the event center board as they see fit. And the city back away from it. All we would do is maybe we own it. That's all we do. But they run it as their own entity for the balance of this lease. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's exceptional that Mr. Robertson has offered to pay the half portion of the insurance for this year. If it was up to me, we've already paid the insurance. We paid it in January. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even ask for that half. I would just say the insurance for this year has been paid, and hopefully sometime between now and maybe the November, December meeting, we could come up with a way that would work, that we could transfer the power from the city to the event center for the balance of their lease. And I want to make that motion here tonight, if I can.
I I think it just be for a consensus tonight of what the council wants to do. I mean, I think we have to have a resolution to get it done. So I would take that as, you know, each council member can speak as a consensus, but our, ordinance governing rule of the council say you've got to have a written resolution to really vote on something. So I think if it's a consensus, if every council member says that, then I'll certainly follow that directive and bring something back.
Okay.
Well, I take that.
Okay.
If I may.
You gentlemen have heard my spiel.
I have. I just want to say something real quick. Mr. Robertson, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for you coming and the resolve that you gave. We was trying to get that last month. What you came and done, that's exactly what we was trying to do last month. Offered to pay half, and they paid a half because the city dropped the ball last year. And so we pay half, the committee pay half. And the committee is doing a wonderful job with that event center. We just have to do what's right. That's in the lease agreement. And this is binding. And that's all we was trying to do. But I applaud you for coming tonight and making that right, because that's all we was trying to do last month. And we wouldn't even be having this conversation tonight.
Well, yes, sir. But you know, I think something good comes out of everything. I think there's been some things said tonight, and maybe it may pull some people closer together and get some people involved. You know, I mean, I can point a finger at me. I've been here for 40 years, and I think I've been to 2 or 3 cities down here. I mean, I'm out doing my thing, whatever that is. But that's on me, okay? But it's just that the concern is that we don't put a bunch of money in it, that end up next year, we're back here at the same situation. That would be a travesty, okay? Because, I mean, if you really got down to it, and you put the gun to my head, I'll write a check for the whole thing, and we'll just put it to bed. But my point of it is, I don't want to have to revisit that next year.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I think you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And thank you for your kind words. Thank you, Joe. Anything else?
I agree with you, Gerald. I'm all for, you want a consensus, I'm all for turning it over to the event center and letting them.
Well, I think, so I would say, I mean, they have control of the building right now. That's what the lease agreement is. So, I mean, they have control over it. I think it's just in terms of the lease agreement is what the council's question is, specifically the insurance. I mean, they have control over the building during the entire time.
I know they will crucify the city over something that's not properly insured. I understand.
Right.
We've seen that taking place now, and
Well, that's up to the council. The council can address that, but that's in the lease agreement. Because the council can say, we want to modify the lease agreement and specify what to do with the insurance. That's up to the council. But they have control over the building.
what is best in this situation so that we don't get caught with our hand in a mouse trap?
So
if they agree to lower the insurance down from where it is, and I admit that it should be lowered, if they agree to lower the insurance down from where it is to, I don't know, let's pick a number, $30,000. Then where do we stand at that point? I don't want the council to be, or the city of Camden to be chastised, or y'all knew that building was worth more than that, y'all should have insured it for more than that. And yes, it's worth more than $30,000, but it's not worth $3 million.
It's worth what it'll fetch. The man told me 50 years ago. That's what it's worth.
Yeah.
And it won't grab $3 million.
And if we, I guess the insurance to me is a stickler going forward. Are we gonna pay insurance again in January of next year? And if so, is that invoice gonna be sent to the event center? Because everyone that I talk to thinks that we should cover the insurance. And I don't disagree with that. But certainly if we covered a lower cost insurance, it would be a lot less than what we're doing. Because I think we're at a consensus tonight that we want the event center to stay, and we've already had a man come out of his own pocket with half of the insurance money, which I think is a very noble gesture. But as he said, January we're going to be right. If we don't change something now, January we're going to be right back in this same situation.
But to the council, and I don't think we need to take a knee-jerk approach to everything. I mean, we trying to make too many drastic decisions right here at this moment. Now, again, this gentleman, he not resolved the situation. I think we do need to go back to the drawing board. But I don't think we need to make no big decision tonight.
Well, I spoke about November, December meeting that we can get back together.
Yeah. But like Mr. Fry said, we got the lease agreement. They got the building. He's gonna pay half. It's insured. I mean, everything's gonna be hunky-dory. We just need to take a nap and come back later.
Why don't y'all smoke it over?
Smoke something.
Somebody text me tomorrow the amount, which is whatever half of it is, and who it's to be made out to. I assume the city of Camden, but I don't know. Okay, just somebody text it to me and I'll have it down. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
But I still don't want it to be in January, we're gonna face this same thing again.
No. We're gonna have our people that evaluate sit down with their people, and we will come to an agreement that the council can live with as to the evaluation of the building.
And I think, I think one of the issues of you're absolutely right, the insurance is the issue, but being good stewards of it, the reason that this is a little bit, different, or from what figures that have been presented, is that in 2001 is when the school released it. So in 2001, the school released it to the boys club. Okay? Or it's a deed to the city, and then the city leased it to the boys club. That lease specifically provided that the boys club could demolish any and all buildings as it saw fit. They wanted that in there because at that time the buildings were all dilapidated, and so part of it was the city was not required to repair any of it. The city was not required to keep any buildings up, and the Boys and Girls Club under that lease had full authority to demolish any and all buildings as it saw fit without the city's objection. That's 2001. From 2001 until 2003, we've got 22 years where the Save the Gym effort and all the volunteers and all of the hours have put all the money into the gym, have put all the money into saving it, have renovated it, have done an amazing job in fixing it, all without ever having a lease agreement. So all of that was done under the Boys and Girls Club, with them spending the time, spending the hours, spending the money, raising funds, all the money that Mr. Robertson talked about. All of that was done without having any guarantee in writing that the event center had any rights to the building whatsoever.
Right.
When that lease agreement was terminated and the city then gave a lease agreement to the event center, the issue is, as far as being good stewards, is that what the city has is the building as it stands in 2023. So from 2001 to 2023, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars of improvements that were done during that time. But that's not when the city had it. That was all done volunteer work without there being any promise that the event center or anybody would be able to keep it. The city received it back at the end of 2023. And so the question, I think, is when the city received it, it's not okay, the city received a dilapidated building without a roof that's fallen down, that needs to be torn down. By 2023, what the city received was, okay, that building's in good shape. It's a very nice asset. So the city does have has an obligation that as of 2023, when the city receives it, is okay making a good use of it. But it would not be fair to say, well, it's a dilapidated building with no roof that's fallen in, because that's looking back at 2001. And so the city received it in 2023. That's the asset the city received. The question is being sure that that's put to the best use for the citizens of Camden.
Mr. Fry.
But the city has the right to say, we're gonna split insurance costs, or we don't wanna insure it, we wanna insure it for a lower amount. So that is up to the city council. It's just that really it's only been since 2023. And I would say the lease agreement was extensively, exhaustively gone over, reviewed with multiple revisions. That lease agreement went through more revisions and meetings than any other lease agreement in the city, including L3 Harris, Port Authority, including planting the seed, including Women's Crossing Center.
So two questions. When the Boys Club had it, they insured it, right?
I don't know that.
We don't know. Okay.
And the city would have had title to it. It may have been on our insurance.
Okay.
Because the city at that time had an underlying, we owned it at that time, subject to a 99-year lease for the Boys Club.
So whenever the school turned it over to the city,
right.
We had to have it insured.
No, sir. No, sir. Did not have to have it insured. Did not have to. Not other than as far as being good stewards of property and being fiscally responsible. But there was nothing in any of the deeds or any of the lease agreements that would say the city has to insure.
We just didn't get it insured. It got appraised. Somebody went and looked at it and everything. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, so we just didn't call on the phone and just get insurance on something nobody saw. I mean, they came, they looked, and this is what, okay.
Yeah, and
like you would do your home.
That's right. And the question would be, I think part would be that in 2001, it's a little bit unique that the school conveyed by deed all the property to the city. And that means that the city actually owns it outright. But at the same time said, when we deed this to you, we want the city to grant the Boys Club a 99-year lease. That's how we had it. So we basically had the underlying ownership, and the benefit of that would be that, okay, it is in the city's name. That would make it available for certain things. The city had the right to insure at that time, but what the city would be assuring was, well, at the end of that lease to the Boys Club, what's going to be left there. And since that deed and agreement specified that any buildings could be torn down, I don't think there was much. I think at that time it wasn't anything of value or this much value. It was a concern of who wants the responsibility for taking it down. In 2005, there were meetings with the administration at that time for the city to get back the building and to try and fix the roof and take it, and no agreement was reached at that time due to the cost. So it was sort of just left. And then I think everyone donated time and donated money to get it fixed up. When the city gets it, okay, in 2023 the city gets it, well, now it is a decent building that should be insured as far as just being responsible. But it could say they need to, we could say they need to value it, and they need to pay the insurance on it straight. But the reason for having a $1 a year lease on any of the city's properties, which is the way they're set up, is that they are what's called triple net lease, meaning that the city's not out anything. So the tenant basically has the use of the property, but has to pay utilities, has to pay the insurance, has to pay any taxes, which there's no taxes on any of these right now. And the benefit to the city is that, okay, when a tenant comes in, they're going to spend money on it and fix it up. When the lease is over with, the city expects getting a better building back than what they gave the person. So it's taking a dilapidated building, it's not being used by the city for any relevant purpose. The city doesn't have the funds or the wherewithal to repair it and bring it up to where, okay, now we can rent it out for $20,000 a year. So the city says, we'll lease it to this group. We've tried the Salvation Army, we've tried, we had several that were out there at Corns Park that attempted leases that came in under the same terms, where we'll let someone come in, $1 a year, they're getting used to the building, they get to fix it up with their own money. And what we're getting as well, it's good to have a tenant, but at the end of the lease term, we've got a better building than what we started with.
I totally get it. I was here in 2023, but the thing is, I mean, we leased that building to them, and it's got to be insured. Stuff going on there, kids there, events there, you got to have some insurance. And we got some insurance. You know, whether it was too high or not, had to have some insurance. Whether the boys club had insurance before, that's their business, but we had to have some insurance. And it's good to go back to the drawing table, like you would for your own home. You know, if you think it's too high, try to get some more, and that's what we need to do. But, you know, got to have some insurance.
Well, they carry liability insurance, the event center carries liability insurance on it. All the city's carrying on it, if I'm correct, is property insurance. So if something happens to the property, say it's insured for $1 million, if something happened, then we would collect $1 million off of it. They're carrying the liability insurance, so if something happened to someone while they're in the building or renting the building or something like that, their insurance would pay for the damages to those people, that person, whomever. So it's two different types of insurance.
That's correct. They're all. I think the only other thing I'd say is that we really have 3 buildings. We have the Women's Cross Center that's currently being used, one out at Collins Park, and this building. And all 3 need to be treated equal.
Amen.
That's one of the issues. Meaning whether they pay insurance or don't pay insurance, because all 3 of those are the same, in my mind.
Well, do the other 2 buildings pay their insurance?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Then that's kind of what I'm getting at. It sounds to me like the way you explained that was a group of people, doesn't matter who it is, a group of people took a dilapidated building that was about to fall down, and over a period of 19 or 20 years, they brought it up to a building that's probably worth, I don't know, a couple $100,000-ish. And so they got an additional contract on it, but yet and still, they're paying insurance on improvements that they have already made themselves to the building. You see where I'm coming from? I ain't saying it shouldn't be insured or anything. I'm just saying I don't think we ought to charge. I think we should insure it for the proper amount, and that the city should cover the insurance just like they do on the Women's Crisis Center. And
You're exactly right, and I think that being a nice building is worth something.
Yes.
That when they've already spent all the time in it.
Yes.
That is the purpose of the agreement, and at the end of the agreement, and we had many discussions about this at the time, is that I think the event center wanted to guarantee that they have the right to use this, because as it stood, they had been there for a number of years without any promise or guarantee that they could continue to be there. They put a roof on it, they put a floor in it, they're working on it, volunteer hours, and we want to guarantee, that we get to use it for a certain amount of time, because that's what gives the renter or the tenant the security in putting expense into it. They don't want to put a bit of expense into it if they're going to lose. So that was the reason for coming up with 25 years. That's a pretty lengthy agreement that they can expend some big sums in it and know they've at least got it for 25 years.
Yes.
Now, at the end of that lease agreement, okay, there is going to be a day of reckoning.
Yes.
For the event center.
Yes.
And for the city. Because at the end of the 25-year period, let's say that they continue to improve the building and renovate it, make it even a great building. And let's say at the end of 25 years, it is worth $2 million or $3 million.
Yes.
When that lease is renegotiated, it is not, okay, we're going back to say you've done all this work. It is, we are starting in the year 2048. And this is the building we're offering to lease it to. And it will probably not be for $1 a year, because that's the whole bargain. That's the bargain. They get it for 25 years, they fix it up. But at the end of that 25 years, the city is gonna have a nice building to be able to say, this is what it's worth now in 2048, not what was it worth in 2026.
As Mr. Bacon and Mr. Robertson have said earlier in their statements, in 25 years, I mean, there hasn't been a graduation from Fairview School in what, 4 years, something like that. In 25, at the end of this 23 years that we've got left, there is not going to be a lot of Fairview alumni.
That's right.
Left.
That's right.
You know, and if they are, they're going to be too old
But don't count them out. They're looking pretty strong over here. They're looking pretty strong.
But I guess that's what I'm saying. At that point in time, if the event center has grown to the point that is, then yes, I understand why everything would move up, and maybe we charge them, I don't know, $1,000 a year or a month rent, and they were renting the thing out for $2,000 a night on weekends. You know, who knows?
That's right.
So, but I guess what I'm trying to get to is, what can we do now to not step in this same thing? And if that is for us to modify the contract to state that the city will pay the insurance on it, then we can insure it for whatever we want. We can insure it for $1 or $10 million, because we have to pay the premiums either way.
That's correct. I think it would be going back, I think the chief was looking at it, is to figure out what a reasonable value would be. What does the city feel like it needs to? What does the city want to insure it for? I feel like it would at least be a more reasonable figure. I mean, you can have some people who say, I don't want any insurance on it, and you've got others that will say, I want insurance on it for $2 million, and there's gonna have to be a consensus of, well, what's a reasonable amount where the council is being fiscally responsible, taking care of property, while also not trying to make it such a burden on them.
Yes.
And that's what I was saying. The fire chief has been out there with the inspector. He will sit down. I know Mr. Robertson's had somebody look at it to evaluate it. And we can sit down as adults and we can come to a consensus that we can be in unity with this thing and not be against each other. It is best for us to work together.
It is, for the community.
So what's the takeaway tonight?
I got a question on it. Are we gonna give this building back?
No, we talk about that. No.
I'm going there.
What's the resolve tonight? We gonna stick with this lease agreement? Mr. Robinson gonna pay half, and we're gonna come back to the drawing board?
I think we've got, November or December meeting was mentioned. I don't think it would take that long, but I think they wanna know we're not gonna be in the same position next year. I think we're already in this hole right now, and so we've got until November, December meeting to say, here's what the cost would be, and then amend the lease to say, here's how much it would be, and
I'm just ready to put it to bed. I'm ready to go home. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Then we'll come back.
Yes, that's where we're at. That's settled. Meeting's adjourned.